What is up, Yakin with Phil family? Welcome back to another video. If you clicked on the video, obviously we're going to be talking about tidal coefficient. I feel like this term is not really known around the saltwater world. Tidal coefficient is something to look at when you're really fishing inshore stuff. Offshore, it's not really something to look at. Even near shore, it's not a huge thing to look at, in my opinion. But, have you ever been out on a creek system, near a harbor, near a river, and you feel like the water is moving in at rapid speed and it's moving out at a rapid speed, where that current is like pushing you around. It's a very tough time to paddle in, pedal in, use your trolling motor constantly. Well, one of those answers to those questions is your tidal coefficient. Another question that it answers is, some days it's just dead. It's not moving. You don't really feel like the water is moving at the same pace it was maybe just a couple days ago. And again, tidal coefficient is the answer to that. So we're going to be kind of talking about that today. What is tidal coefficient? It's categorized, depending on your area, it's categorized as a number range. So again, a level ground number is usually a yellow number, is around 50. 50 is going to be like your medium or your median in those ranges. When you start getting to 50 to 70, that's when it's moderate, and then when it gets over 80, that means it's kind of getting into that red category. It's starting to get strong. If it's above 100, I would not go in the water. I wouldn't even think about it. In a boat, okay, whatever. More power to you. But I don't think it's worth it to go on a kayak, because you're going to be bouncing all over the place. It's just not going to be a fun time, especially if you're fishing around structure, bridges, creek mouths, drop-offs, docks. You're going to be bumping into things, and a lot of people on saltwater have nice boats. You don't want to be damaging any property. In my opinion, if it's below 75, that's when I'm thinking that's where I want to go, or that's when I want to go. Big picture here. Why does this matter? Why does this matter for fishing? Why are you even watching me talk about this stuff right now? Why should I even look this up? Let's talk about this for a second. What have I said? Current is a big one, and tides are a big one. And then I've also said the strength of both of those, okay? When you have a dead tidal coefficient, so I'm talking 40 or below, there's not gonna be a whole lot of movement in that water. So when you're talking about especially our extremes, winter and summer, hot and very cold weather, if the fish, bait fish, so I'm talking shrimp, crabs, mullet, finger mullet, manhaden, mud minnows, and any other type of small bait fish, if the current is dead, that means that those bait fish are going to be spread out. Finding those predatory fish are going to be the same way in that dead period of time, or dead period of that week of the month. When you start getting above 50, that water is churning up the ecosystem, the sand, the pluff mud. It's creating nutrients for bugs, small fish that those smaller bait fish are feeding on. And then what do small bait fish get eaten by? We're talking about the trouts, the flounder, the redfish, right? Again, it is a start of a food chain. When that water starts getting stronger, the current, those bait fish, they don't fight against it. They don't have the body weight and the strength to swim up current for the entire day or entire 8 hours it's gonna be like that. It's not gonna happen. But I tell you what will happen. They will just drift. They will let the current take them where they will. They might go off on a little current break, keep that in mind, and then go up in the creek, more like down the river, or they'll just might sit behind a rock. With that being said, when I'm fishing inshore off of a kayak, if it is between the 50 to 70 range, it is so much easier to pinpoint where fish are. Current breaks, behind oyster beds, behind a dock, behind a boat, behind a grass point. When I say behind, let's talk about that for a second. If the current is moving like this, okay, and let's say there's a dock like this, okay, you know, don't think about my arm, think about the dock. The end of the dock is right here, right where my bracelet is. If the current is going like this, when I say behind, I'm meaning you're gonna throw your bait parallel right there and then work it back this way. Does that make sense? Because they're sitting in the current break, the break of the current right behind that dock. Think about this. If a bait fish is just chilling, he's gonna get swept by that current and he's just gonna swim or drift right past that current break. And a redfish and trout and flounder are right there to engulf them. Think about a trout, freshwater trout, rainbow, brown, salmon. Think about those like up north creek river fish. Think about when you're fly fishing. If you've never watched a person fly fish, go watch them. Think about a stream, or it's like a miniature waterfall in the creek. The water will run down and it's flowing water, right? And then it's like a little pool area. And then the water will pick up speed again. After it collects right there, it'll pick up speed. And right where that pool is a money spot to cast, because those salmon, those smaller trout, are sitting at the bottom of that pool waiting on something to get down off of that little waterfall or current break, and they ambush it. It's an ambush point. That's where these fish are staging, especially when it is the extremes, the hot days and the winter days. Saltwater, inshore, winter are a little bit different. They're very lethargic, but if they're behind a current break and they're just chilling and a shrimp swims right in front of their face, they're going to eat it. It's an easy meal. You know, it's like passing a hamburger right in front of your face. You're probably gonna take a bite out of it. Another thing, all of this comes with experience. When I first started surf fishing, I like going, obviously in the summertime, but when the tidal coefficient is low. Because when I go out there, I don't have spider weights. I have tried them before, but it's a lot more work. They cost a little bit more. It's just not that's not what I want to do, right? I just want to kayak a bait out and drop it off, come back to shore, reel down, set the drag, and wait for a bite. When the tidal coefficient gets above 65, 6 to 8 ounces of weight is not enough. Is not enough. A pyramid sinker it's not enough. You can think I'm being dramatic, but it is not enough. And you even have the weight of the bait on the hook too. Now again, I'm not running a whole stingray out there or a whole bonita head. You know, I'm running a little bit bigger mullet. You know, I'm not targeting, you know, those 6+ foot sharks. But that's a whole nother different story if I am. That's just something to kind of think about. You know, if you're going out there and you're just trying to catch a 3 to 4 foot shark. This is my thoughts. I would go out there when the tidal coefficient is low and the wind is down, because when it's summertime, those fish are on search mode. They're on a flat, just cruising. They smell your bait, they'll go right to it. That's just what I've seen. That's just what I have experienced, and that is what I've had success with. Tidal coefficient is not something that it is a make or break point of if I'm gonna go fish or not. But it is something that I always look at, because I wanna have that in the back of my mind when I go fish. When you go fish, especially when you have those good days, don't just go home on a high and like, man, I've smoked them today. Go home, take a screenshot of the day of the year that you caught them on, research the tide that day, the temperature that day, the water temp potentially, and then the tidal coefficient, and then see where you were catching those fish, especially if you document it. See where you catch those fish, and you'll begin to learn the basics of doing this. When it's dead calm, these fish have great eyesight. They're gonna become more almost lethargic on what they want to eat, because they can go out and hand select what they want to eat. And again, they're gonna be scattered in those dead periods of time. So again, I'm not saying that you can't go out there and catch a lot of fish on a dead low tidal coefficient. It's just you're gonna have a better shot to go out and catch a lot of fish when it's sitting in that 50 to 70 range. So again, if you found this video helpful, give me a like, give me a comment, let me know, what your thoughts are. And as you can hear, it is pouring here, so that's why I'm kind of making a video inside. So yeah, y'all let me know how you like the video, and y'all let me know if different things that you want me to talk about. I want to maybe talk about moon phase, maybe talk about tides. I know I talked a little bit about it, but there's a whole lot more that comes to it. So y'all let me know how y'all like the video, and Yakin with Phil out. Peace!